All right, so to complete the square, your a always has to be 1. So in this case, my a is what?
10.
10. So how do I make that 10 become 1? How do I make that 10 become 1? Divide it. So you divide everything by 10. So I'm going to divide this by 10, divide that by 10, and divide it by 10. So 10's cancels out. I get x squared plus 3 over 10x, and it's equal to 4 over 10. And then I can reduce 4 over 10 also if I wanted to. Okay? So since now a is 1, right? And what's my b?
3 over 10.
3 over 10. And what's my c? What's my c?
2/5.
2/5, or if I bring this over, negative 2/5, or negative 4 over 10, negative 4 over 10, or negative 2/5 is my c. Is this c half of b squared?
No.
No. Right? So let's find a new c. And remember, new c is half the b squared. I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a fraction, taking a half that fraction is same as multiplying by a half. So my c is equal to, b is 3 over 10. I'm going to take half of that, so you always multiply by a half. That is same as dividing by 2. So you multiply by half, and you square, right? That's how you find a new c. So if you notice, you multiply straight across, I get 3 over 20 squared. And what's 3 squared?
6. Oh, 9.
3 squared is 9. And what's 20 squared?
400.
400. That is my new c. Okay, so now once we find our new c, we add it to both sides, right? So I'm going to add 9 over 400 plus 9 over 400. Okay? Now this is a perfect square trinomial. So this factors 2, half the b, which is right here. That's my 3 over 2. So it becomes x plus 3 over 20 quantity squared. That's what it factors to. It's a perfect square trinomial. Equals. Now I need a common denominator, right? I'm going to make this become 400, I got to multiply by 40. So I'm going to multiply that by 40. Okay? Which then makes it 160 divided by 400 plus 9 over 400. What's 160 plus 9?
169.
Yeah. So I get x plus 3 over 20 squared, 169 divided by 400. And this is actually a real nice number also. Okay? Now what do we do to both sides to solve?
Square root.
Square root. Square root. Square root and square cancels out. I get x plus 3 over 20 is equal to plus or minus. What's the square root of 169? 13. What's the square root of 400?
20.
20. See, that's why I said it was a nice number, because you're able to take the square root of this and square root of this. So now, our last step is to subtract 3 over 20 over, right? And then, I got two answers. X equals negative 3 over 20 plus 13 over 20, and x equals negative 3 over 20 minus 13 over 20. What's negative 3 plus 13? 10. So this will be x equals 10 over 20, which reduces to 1/2. So x equals 1/2 is one of my solutions. What's negative 3 minus 13?
Negative 16.
So I get x equals negative 16 over 20, which reduces to
4 over 5.
negative 4 over 5. So those are my solutions. X equals 1/2 and x equals negative 4 over 5. Those are the 2 points where the parabola crosses the x-axis. Any questions with this one?